So Steve Stout was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, and Shannon asked him, why did the relationship fall apart between Dame Dash and Jay-Z? And this is what he had to say right here. Check it out.
So what happened with that relationship? How did that relationship that was so good sour so fast? Dame's antics were just, it became like people also over time, you mature. Right. It's like you didn't have friends at 16, but by the time you turned 19, they were still doing the same. He was 16 and you're like, I can't. Like, we gotta, you know, you start spending less and less time with them because of it. It's like one of those things where Dame wouldn't change. The way he spoke to people, the way he treated people. He was angry. About what? Bro, you getting paper. He was angry because he had a strong perspective about his business philosophy. And if any time a partner of theirs tried to like go around him or meanwhile people weren't going around him, the people around him wanted to meet with other people. Right. People were becoming less beholden to him, but he was unaware of it. Then he would like, you know, while he was building businesses, which partly he was, he would go off all around the world with cameras and girls and all kinds of crazy, and then come back flipping out on everybody as if, you know, they were wrong. Yeah. Or like, why'd you guys do all without me? Like, bro, you didn't build a business that was so operationally tight that you could just go away and come back and be the same and all that. It wasn't even like that. Jay grew up. You know, Jay wanted more. I think Jay seen Dame's ceiling. I mean, I think that's really what it was. I mean, Jay seen Dame's ceiling. You can't fault a man for wanting to get better. Nah, he wanted more, and everybody wanted more. Dame just had a very particular way of approaching it. He's far from stupid. Right. Very, very smart. Right. Very talented. Ego through the roof. So there was no working with him. Right. No one wanted to work with him. There was no work. Yeah, as much talent as he has, nobody wanted to work with him. People got to want to work with him. Jimmy Iovine had this line, when it gets bigger than the cat, you got to get rid of the cat. Right.
And so I'm probably going to figure that Dame ain't going to take too well to what Steve Stout is saying, but is it truth in it? Yeah, I believe it is. Even though I also believe that Jay-Z was kind of snakish in the way that he handled dismantling the whole trifecta of the Rockefeller thing and all of that. Because Dame put a lot into that. But you also got to admit, Jay put a lot into it. Biggs put a lot into it. Everybody put into something that made it what it was. And I thought Jay-Z kind of snaked him in how he cut him out. But the thing that Dame got to realize, and I got to realize, people like us got to realize, I'm throwing myself in this thing, is that when you get to the point where you think you're the only one, you're the only voice that matters, you know, your ego is too big, where you start to slowly push people away and people around you are getting tired of your antics. That's what it became for Dame. Even though Dame's heart was in the right place, he always came through trying to handle business, and he meant well. He was trying to hold down the squad and make sure everybody got what they were supposed to get, and make sure they weren't getting taken advantage of by these corporations. But the way that he handled it started to become tiresome, is what Steve Stout is saying. The way he came through, kicking in the door, cussing everybody out, talking loud, going crazy, going off, flipping over stuff. You know, it was amazing to see at one point. Like, oh man, he about that business. He handling business. But then after a while, it gets to where the people around you, and that includes the opposition and your team, are getting tired of the way that you are operating. Your team's starting to get embarrassed. The opposition is like tired. They always tired of you because you always yelling and cussing them out. So it becomes a thing where, like, Jay-Z is in this position where he wants to elevate and keep going, and he's looking at you like you a weight, you holding me down because you won't evolve and do better. And I know Dane believes that he's doing right, much like I do when I get in these focused, like sometimes you get so tunnel vision in a debate that you turn it into an argument when it don't need to be, simply because people aren't seeing things the way that you should see them. And that's what a debate is. You're supposed to give debate room to breathe. People are supposed to have discourse and opposite ways of thinking besides the way that you think. But when you are strong-minded, like, you know, you kind of got that militant chip in your head, like people start getting tired of hearing that Malcolm X stuff. Like at one point it'd be cool. It'd be like everybody, yeah, power to the people. Then after a while it'd be like, hey, bro, can we just unplug from the Malcolm for a second? You know what I'm saying? And if they're not willing to unplug, it just becomes a thing where it's like, yo, the people around you that are for you and the people around you that are against you are both feeling some type of way, like you are not helping. And if you are allowing your ego or allowing your personality to get into a position where you feel like you ain't wrong, or you don't have to listen to nobody, or they don't see it the way that I see it, so they, you know, people are wrong. It starts to get tiresome to everybody around you, and people will remove themselves from you. This is a lesson that we all got to learn. I know everybody ain't got this type of disposition, but I know I got some of it on me. I ain't gonna say how bad I am with it, or how, you know, I ain't trying to gauge it, but for sure, I got this Dame Dash type of spirit in me. Like, but the only thing that makes me kind of go to the ceiling is because I feel like I am a respectful person. I am very nice. I try to make sure that everybody eats like Dame. I try to make sure that everybody gets what they supposed to get. I'm very fair. I'm very loving. I look out for everybody. I don't feel like I get that same in return all the time. And then not only do I feel like I not get that same in return all the time, but I feel like some people go out their way to wrong me. And then when I feel like I've been wronged and people keep pushing me towards the edge, I snap. Kind of like Dame when he come back from a trip and feel like, oh, y'all been purposely doing stuff behind my back, even though I'm trying to keep it cool, I'm trying to keep it fair, and y'all been doing this, that, and the other, knowing y'all doing sneaky stuff behind my back. Now I got to kick in the door and go off on people. And when you get in that mode, you feel like you're going off is the only answer. It's the correct answer, because y'all shouldn't have disrespected me in the first place. But when you keep handling situations in this matter, it starts to get old to the people that thought you were right and the people that were opposition to you. It just starts to get old. And if you're not willing to change and adapt the way that you handle these situations, people just gonna disperse from you. Y'all seen on Math Hoffa podcast not too long ago, like a couple days ago. He mad because he like, nobody posts my stuff. He been trying to get Kevin to post this stuff, Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish, and just to post what he's doing and like give him the type of favor that he gave them when he put Kevin Hart on in Paper Soldiers, the movie, when he was coming up. But O'Shea Duke Jackson brought up the point of this, like, how long is it that someone owes you a favor? It's like, that's a valid point too, because you made money off the movie. You put Kevin Hart on, but he did a good job and made you look good and made you make some money. So it's kind of an exchange. And they was having a moment where they was joking back and forth, where they thought they was joking. I thought Kevin should have been able to take the joke, but he was pressing them, kind of, making jokes about him or whatever. And Kevin ain't take it too lightly. And, you know, after that, it's like, you know, Kevin on the phone with Tiffany Haddish, like, get out the room with Dame. I don't want to talk to him. You know, like, people start to alienate themselves from you because you are that overbearing type of. And I'm just saying, however you feel about things, you don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And if you become that guy, it ain't nothing. You just got to change the way that you operate. Change is always good. You know what I'm saying? Got to acclimate and operate better. Don't give up, you know, things that you know are right or wrong or whatever. But sometimes it's just the way that you handle yourself in going about getting what's yours or handling the business about it or whatever, that makes that much of a difference. And I think it's why Dame Dash is kind of alone on this island right now, that he still feel the way he feel about everything, but he still don't get why he's alone on the island right now. And if you allow yourself to stay in your mind, your same mindset, you know, it can end up like that. But hey, Dame a good guy, man. I appreciate his good heart. But, you know, heart ain't the only thing on our bodies that we need to operate the right way. Heart, mind, soul, all of that needs to be in tune with God so that we can get the right outcome out of life. But this is your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.